Okay, so today we're going to have a go at doing a simple character using a triangle shape, a couple of triangle shapes. And the character we're going to have a go at doing is a very cute fish. So the first thing we need to think about is what sort of body size we want. Just watching for a minute while I show you. I'm going to draw a size much like that if I can for our character, but you might want to do a different sort of body size. You could do a long thin one like that, which again will look a bit weird, but you might want to come up with your own weird fish. Or you could even do it super thin like this and it's going to look more like a tropical sort of fish, as you can imagine if we do a tail. So have a think about what size you want to do, but otherwise you can copy me, and I'm going to start now and we'll work together. So I'm going to do one line up like this. Don't worry about making it perfect. It doesn't matter if there's a bit of a wiggle in the line. And then we're going to do another line down like this. If I want to make them a bit bigger, I can just draw a bit more along. Now I encourage you to draw nice and lightly with your pencil so you can easily rub things out. And there's our two lines. Now we need to join these up. So we're going to do a line straight down, joining them up like that. So I'll do that again for you. And it can take practice to get it really straight, but it doesn't really matter. Sometimes if lines are a little bit wiggly, they add a little bit of character to our, our cartoon character, a little bit of personality. Okay, so the next thing we're going to add is our tail. We're going to use a smaller triangle for the tail. Now we can do it this way, so I'm going to show you a few options. You can do it that way if that's easier for you. And that's fine to do it that way if you like. Of course, again, you need to think about how big or small you want the tail. The other way we can do it is I'm going to draw it like this. I'm going to draw a tail in like this. And I've overlapped the two triangles. So I'm going to draw that again slowly for you, otherwise you can do the other tail where it's not overlapping. I'm going to do one line down like that, one line like that, and then join them up like that. Now of course we need to fix up this area. This area here we need to fix up. So let's get our rubber once we've drawn that overlap triangle, and we're just going to rub out where the top of that triangle or the side of it is inside. Still doesn't look completely finished, so we need to rub out where they join up. Okay, so I'll just do that again for you. I've drawn the triangle and I've overlapped it, and now I'm rubbing out where it's inside. Okay, now you can leave your tail like that if you want to, or I'll show you one more little idea that we can do with this tail. We can take a line from here. We draw it down to about the center of the tail, and then we draw another line down to the corner like that. So I'll do it again for you, and I'm imagining it's along the center here. Line down like that. So draw that with me. And then we're going to do another line down like this. Doesn't really matter if they're not the same length. And then we're going to rub out that part of the triangle so we have a bit more of a detailed tail. Okay, so we've got our body shape and our tail shape, and we've used triangles to create all these now. The next thing we need to do is create our face. So to do the face, I'm going to use a nice big circle for the eye, like that. You're noticing I'm not drawing it here, because it's going to look like a very weird fish, and I'm not doing it too far down the front, even though you could if you want to. I'm sort of doing it a little bit back from the front. And then inside that eye, we're going to add one more circle. And then maybe another circle inside like that. In fact, we could add a couple if you want to. And then we just add our colour. So we added one circle, another circle inside, And then we added in a couple inside that pupil to give it a bit of a shine. And then we can colour that in. Okay, the other thing we can do, we can add some eyelashes if you want your character to look really cute. It's sort of up to you. You don't have to do that. I might do that with mine. And for the eyebrow, you can just do a line if you want to. We could do a little shape like this. Which you could leave empty and come and colour that in. Or if we want to, we can just add a little bit of black to it. Let's add our mouth in. Now if I do the mouth here, that could work. If I do the mouth down here, that's definitely going to look a bit weird. So I'm going to sort of do it in the middle. And you can give him a nice big mouth if you want to, and then we'll add a cheek on the bottom. So line and then a cheek. We've got our face. Now we're ready to start adding in some more detail. So the next thing we want to add in is some fins, and I'm going to use triangles for those again, and then we'll come back and add our sort of scales and gills. And we're going to add a triangle like this. So draw that for me. We're overlapping again. So we're still using the same shape, but we're just overlapping it. And then I might even just do another one down here like this. But this time I won't worry about drawing the top of it. But I'm sort of imagining the triangle could be in there underneath. So the next thing we need to do with that first one we drew is we need to rub out where the body is inside the fin. And we might just rub out the top of that fin. Don't rub it out completely. We want some lines inside the body like that. Okay, so we've nearly finished our character. We're ready to add some details. So the next detail we're going to add is some gills, because that's what they breathe through. And we're going to do some curved lines, big to small. The other thing we could do is add in some lines like this on the fins and the tail. Now on the tail we might add them, but make them get a bit smaller as they get towards the centre of the tail. And you'll notice I've sort of angled them down a little bit. And by angling them down, I mean I've either drawn them that way or that way to sort of follow the side of the tail. But you're welcome to make up your own way. You don't have to copy what I do. Okay, so with our fish, we've pretty much finished. Now you can add spots to it. If you wanted to add a pattern, you're welcome to do that. Or if you want to add scales, we can add very simple scales by doing little U shapes that overlap like this. And when you add scales, you don't need to cover the whole body. You can just put it in different sections of the body. And when people look at your character, they will imagine that your character is covered in scales. So the other option is we can add patterns, as I mentioned before. So I might add some spots to this one because I feel like it wants to be a bit colourful when we finish it off, and we can add colour inside the spots. So you have fun working out the body colour, and then you can add colour that sort of matches. Now as you notice, as I'm drawing, I might actually do a half circle going to the edge, and that will make it look like it's a bit more 3D. And there's a little bit more shape to the body because we imagine the spot is going around the edge of the body. And there's our simple triangle fish. Now the last thing you can add is more circles and for bubbles, and let's add them in. You can make them big and small, and you can even add a little couple of circles inside if you want to. Just add a little bit of detail to those bubbles if you want to, otherwise you can just leave them plain. So I hope you had fun doing this character. Feel free to have a go at doing a few of these and mix it up a bit and try to make a whole aquarium. And make sure and share it with people around you for their enjoyment. And please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Easy Cartoon Drawing School, for more free lessons, to be notified when they're up. And there's one-on-one lessons online available. And also we have a Facebook group where you can come and post your pictures and get feedback and do all other sorts of fun things in that group, learning about cartooning.